Yeah, we here. It's time.
We live, baby.
All right, welcome in everybody. Right at that 10:30 mark on the East Coast, you already know what time that is. Paid for play, coming at you live on Daily Bread Media on our YouTube channel. Be tapped in there to be featured in today's show with Chad. Drop your best bets, ask us any questions. You can roast Roddy and Sam for their quote unquote outfits today. Tell Goose he's looking great. It's a great day to have a great day and a bad day to be a beer. But if you're watching us on Twitter, click the link up in the title to jump into the chat as well. We appreciate everyone that retweets, follows, and subs to the show. And we got 5 games today. We usually run down 6, but we just got 5 big ones we want to talk about. And then, as usual, we give you our full cards. We'll get into some maybe Rutgers, Michigan talk because clearly that did not make the slate today. JD not feeling great today, but you already know he went live on Thursday for his DFS slate. So be tapped in with that. If that's not already on your calendar, be sure to be tapped in with DFS Extra Dough with JD. But Goose, how we feeling today?
You know, last night did not get the best of me because I'm still here. Man, that Oregon State Washington game ended at 2:15 Eastern. They had a light delay. I waited up for that. Oregon State plus 3.5 came through. Now I got some extra dough for today's slate. I'm hyped.
You didn't get the memo of the suits today, Goose?
Apparently not. No, woo.
But you got your Rutgers gear on, so you got like your Sunday's Finest still on today. I was rocking the
It's
jersey
game day. We
because I still
chopping.
got my Sunday's Finest on. Roddy, I know you got a lot of thoughts for today, but keep it short. How we feeling?
I'm feeling marvelous. I'm feeling gracious. I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. But we'll talk about it later, like you said. But I'm feeling great right now.
Sam, how we feeling?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't think you can get on me and Roddy for for how we're dressed. I mean, we look great, but you can make fun of it. But we look fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about, Rex. It's a gloomy day here. It's almost like everybody's praying, or it's like stage is set for an Alabama funeral.
Ooh, stage is set for a Bama funeral. We might got some choice words coming at us, so. If you're fans of the opposing team today, make sure to be in the comments. Give it back and forth. Me and Goose will try to play devil's advocate as we can, unless we got our hard-earned cash on LSU or Bama or on Georgia today. So make sure to be tapped in for the full episode. 5 games, full cards, anything else we want to get into at the end. It's one of the best Saturday slates out there with the big names. So let's get right into it. All right, 7 o'clock slate. We usually go in chronological order for the most part, but we got to save the big guns for the end. But we're starting with the undefeated team. No, we're not. That's TCU. My bad. Different purple side. But Texas at Kansas State. Let's hear it.
You on me first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know how you go against K-State. After what they put on last week. I mean, I know Texas had a bye and they were able to get healthy a little bit, but I don't know. Like this Kansas State team, regardless of the quarterback that's playing, I think they'll be able to match up well with Texas. Like they're going to be able to run the ball. Texas plays awful on the road. We tried to go against we tried to drink the Kool-Aid a little bit earlier this year whenever they went to Oklahoma State and they just pissed down their legs. So, I mean, like it's something I can't go back to. I can't go back to that well today with after Texas lost me money. Tried to believe in them a little bit, but Kansas State plays really well at home. Texas plays awful on the road. So give me Kansas State as an underdog in this one.
Ooh, you liking the home Cats to start it off here. The offense is starting to look a little bit more dynamic. I mean, when you get 10 weeks in, I hope you get a little bit more up to speed. They're not completely relying on the rush like they've been before, but in this game, I expect them to rely heavily on it. Roddy, what do you like here?
I would actually, lean towards the over. Nothing official on this, but I think, like you were saying, Kansas State's offense is starting to look like more like it was in like 91 like earlier on in the season, and now it's like creeping up to like 2013, you know what I'm saying? So it's progressing, and I think Texas, they've been, I mean, it feels like on the mountaintop, and I feel like they've hit so many valleys between that Alabama game and now. So I do think the offensive output is going to be better today. I think they're also, going to be able to run the ball. So I would go for the over if you're looking for anything in this game. And it's the Big 12. Like, come on, they're gonna score. So yeah, I would take the over.
Here's what do we like here?
Yeah, I'm with Roddy. I really like both these offenses. I think Texas is the more talented team. They're the home. They're the road favorite. A little surprising, I feel like. But I feel like they're so talented. The problem is they're young. Like Quinn Ewers is that dude, but he has some pretty bad turnovers from time to time. This Kansas State team is sound. They won't. I don't see them shooting themselves in the foot. I could see Texas having a crucial turnover, which could lead to a Kansas State short field also. So I think Texas wins this game, but I can't back them since they're just too young and they make too many mistakes. So give me the over in general because, this Kansas State offense is coming alive. This Texas offense, we see what it can do with Quinn Ewers when he's playing. I could see this game in the 60s.
My only issue with the full game over here is, and Goose, you tried to allude to it there. I'm not too sure if Texas can put up their end of the share here for the total. The K-State total sitting there at 26. I think they get their 4 touchdowns on the board today. I just think from a time of possession perspective, we've seen what Kansas State does, and that's the one way to get Texas out of their rhythm, keep their weakest unit on the field for a decent amount of time. They'll be gassed by the 4th. It's the recipe to success to take down Texas. So I think K-State's got it here. I'll take them. I'll rock with Sam.
Does it feel like,
they're my hungry dog of the day. Sucks we had to start with it, but I may have more than one. But I got K-State on the money line at plus 125, just a baby dog. But I still think they win it outright here.
Does it feel like we're like rats taking the cheese today with this line? I mean, it stinks to high hell to me.
No, there's stinkier ones out there.
There's stinkier ones? Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot actually.
Oof. I just think this is the name, the public moving it a little bit here. And sure, you get, they're saying Texas is a half point better on a neutral. Still, give me the home dogs here that can run the ball. I think Kansas State's just going to have to stop Robinson. Not much easier said than done. Next game we'll be bringing in someone you already know quite well onto the show. It's Notre Dame season. He's scared. He came and show his full face.
Where's this guy come from?
Sosa. How we feeling?
I thought y'all meant ski suits, dog. I'm ready to go skiing, yo. Y'all got me fucked up. I thought we were.
You know, Roddy hits the slopes every weekend.
You need to be more specific in your fucking emails, dude. What the hell? This is insane.
Okay, I love it though. Look, you look warm.
I am. I feel great. Fall, winter, North Face. Wonderful collection, man. I'm fucking excited.
You excited about the Notre Dame prime time?
Damn right. We finna go steal a win. You think I did this by accident? We winning tonight. Oh, y'all are worried. Y'all worried about DJ? Y'all think he's good?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, y'all think he got benched for a guy that can't even throw a 10-yard out, bro. What the fuck are y'all talking about? He's not good. Statement game. We handle business. Any doubters? Who's on the other side?
Sam definitely is. I know that off the rip. So
let's bet it.
Let's hear it.
Let's bet it.
I'm feeling Clemson tonight.
Good for you.
This team.
I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to help you. Like I'm trying to help you financially, not just as a friend. You know, like when you see your friend about to do some stupid shit, you should be smart and say, "Hey, listen, maybe you shouldn't do that."
This team, they just wear teams out. They're the fourth highest scoring team in the second half in college football. 20 points,
What?
20 points a game in the second half. They just and they're top 20 in defense in the second half. They're only giving up 9.9 points in the second half. They just wear teams out. I don't see how Notre Dame's going to be able to score when they're not going to be able to run the ball, I don't think, too well on this Clemson team. I think, we're going to get maybe a 10-10 first half, and then then Clemson's going to win 28-20.
This is the same Clemson team that gave up 45 to Wake Forest?
That Wake team got some pace to it.
You seen them last week?
They got some pace to it.
They lost, but they lost fast.
You seen them last week, right?
I mean, you could throw on Clemson. I don't think you could really run on them.
We finna see it tonight, man.
DJ,
what are you liking here?
What am I liking?
Yep.
Look, I mean, I'm dressed for the hate. I'm dressed for the funeral of my haters today. Notre Dame is definitely in that category. I've had to take shit all year, and it's been great. Watching Brian Kelly have LSU in a battle for first place tonight. The SEC championship's on the line, and all I heard all offseason is Brian Kelly can't recruit.
Can you say that one more time? Because 3 weeks ago you were singing a different song. What did you just say?
What?
What did you say? What did you say? Brian Kelly has what? I just wanted to hear it one more.
LSU in a SEC championship matchup today. This is a game that for the SEC championship today.
Is that good?
Still, yeah, for first year with 39 after coming back with 39 scholarship players after last year. Yeah, pretty good.
You're welcome,
Notre Dame's been bad all year, especially at home. Been awful. So, I mean, obviously I'm going Clemson. I would never bet Notre Dame in this spot. There's not too much to it. I mean, look at the on my screen. It's Dumb Brain Picks. So, I mean, we're just going straight up Clemson.
Roddy, I see the Bulldogs making his way out. Are you liking a home dog here?
I mean, I don't know what Notre Dame is. Like, what do they do?
They're a Catholic institution based out of South Bend, Indiana.
No. Like, I know what the university is, but like, what do they do? Like on the football field? Like, do they run the ball well?
They made more college football playoffs.
Do they throw the ball well? Kinda, maybe. Sometimes they play good defense. Depends what day it is. Depends what time it is. Like, I can't put in trust to Clemson either, though. I could say the same shit about pretty much their offense, not so much their defense because they've been good this year, but I don't trust either team to do anything special. So this is a stay away from me. Like, this is the biggest trap on the card, in my opinion, for real. Like, this, either way, it's a trap. Either way.
Clemson second half.
Okay. Simplest way I put this one. If you have this game up on the big screen at night, LSU must be getting trampled. Only way this one's making it this way, and Texas and K-State can't keep your attention either, or you just like the Irish, which is a shame.
Or you're watching Rutgers beat Michigan.
We'll get like 31-point dogs. We don't need to hear that yet. That's for after the main.
The basketball season started?
Football, man. We're chopping today.
Oh, y'all don't got a snowflake's chance in a house fire in Chicago, brother.
Under the lights.
We'll get to that later. Break speed off, y'all. Jesus Christ.
The last game of the appetizer before we get into the two big dogs that we got Sam and Roddy all dressed up for. We're just giving Wake some shade for not looking too hot last week at Louisville. But I think it's more of Louisville just being the roller coaster of a team. You never know which one you're going to get. But Wake, was that 4 straight turnovers they had to start the second half? Can't be doing that to be expecting to win some games, and they kind of stayed in there. So I think you just got to try to throw that one out, have a goldfish memory. And NC State, the 3rd straight home dog that we're talking about here. Anyone think there's some bark to NC State here today?
I'm feeling NC State today. They barely beat Virginia Tech, but that's their freshman quarterback, once he started playing for NC State, that offense looked right again. They were playing this senior once Leary got injured, and they benched him after the first half. The freshman quarterback went 20 for 29, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions against Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia Tech's a bad team, but their offense showed some life. You inject a little offense into this NC State team, and they'll get some turnovers on Wake. Sam Hartman, I just don't think he's the same guy from last year. So I think, this freshman, it's his sign to shine. It's a new era now in NC State, and I can see them coming out on top.
Roddy, what do you like here?
Yeah, NC State at the crib makes this a little bit more compelling to take them. As you said last week, Wake Forest just showed how undisciplined they can be as a football team. So I wouldn't. I mean, even though they are pretty good on the road, again, their offense, like Goose said, they got some dogs over there, some low key dogs. You know, you won't see them pop off the screen, but they'll have good games. So if anything, I would take the 3 with the home dog. I think defensively, Wake Forest is going to be able to get those 1 or 2 stops. And, NC State is like a team that just likes to make the game ugly as fuck anyway. So, I mean, that's what they plan to do. I mean, that's how you stop these flashier offenses. So, yeah, I'll take the 3 with NC State.
Sam, what do you like to wrap this one up?
I mean, I'd lean Wake Forest but I mean, last week kind of scared me off taking them for the official card. They just looked awful on the road. I don't know what to expect. I know NC State has a great defense, and they're going to probably force some turnovers here, but it's been right around this number all week, even though, like Straight Bet Sports dropped in the chat, 80% of the money coming in on NC State. It's been right around this number still all week. I don't know. I'd lean Wake Forest, but I don't have an official play in this one. If Wake's going to give up all these turnovers, I'd lean over also. But this game isn't going to sniff my TV screen tonight, so I don't even want to have any money on it to worry about it. So,
you like something here, Sosa?
Wake Forest first half -2. They put up points, and then you see the turnovers in the second half as the defense adjusts to the things that Hartman or whoever's playing quarterback can't do. Like anybody that plays quarterback for Wake Forest, there are flaws to their games. People can talk about Hartman having a live arm or whatever lies you want to tell about him. I do believe that Wake Forest is the better team. I think their offense is a much more. If I was to bet on any unit, you mentioned NC State's defense, Goose, and they're pretty good. No Larry today also for NC State, so I am 100%. I do believe that Wake Forest comes out, starts fast, and just like you said, they put up points, Goose. I think they find their rhythm in the first half. They win the first half by more than 2 points. Especially at the crib. At home, every ACC team performs better at home. That's undeniable.
All right, so make sure you like, retweet, follow, sub as we're about to get into the 2 big games of the day, and then we'll wrap it up with all of our full cards for the day. We're live on Twitter. Hit the link up in the title. StreamYard and Twitter still hate each other. Elon hasn't worked that shit out. He's worried about his $8 instead. So hopefully we'll be able to feature your comments again. But if YouTube's the spot to tell Sosa he looks silly or whatever the hell you want to be doing. So the college football playoff set up the 2 narrative games today. First one here by dethroning Georgia off that number 1 because, the Lions, they ain't worried about that shit. 8.5. It was 9.5 earlier in the week. Roddy, let's hear it.
Is this thing on? First, I want to start with that the University of Tennessee is a great school, great education. Really just, I mean, what more can you say? Rocky Top, great song. I admit it. It's a great song. All right. When you hear it, and the crowd's juices are flowing, it sounds great. But I just want to read some statistics really quickly. Have you guys heard of Anthony Richardson before? Okay, Anthony Richardson, quarterback of the Florida Gators. Yeah, he had 453 yards against this football team at the crib. Let's see. Oh, also, didn't Alabama win the turnover battle in that game, but still only lost by a field goal? And then also, let me just read the
Did they
passage.
lose?
Yeah, they definitely lost. Very close game, very great game, a gutsy win at home. Best win in the country, to a team that beat Texas by 1 point. Anyway, September 2017, 41-0. September 2018, 38-12. October 5th, 2019, 43-14. October 10th, 2020, 44-21. And last year, November 13th, 41-17. So that means that they've only scored 21 points one time in the past 5 years.
Hey, Roddy, what's the best part about the good old days or the old
Now,
days?
you can
What's
say
the
all
best
you
part about
want.
the old
No,
days,
no,
Roddy?
no, look. You
What's
can
the
say
best
all
part
you
about the
want.
old days, Roddy?
That the old days are the old days. I'm okay with you
Hallelujah.
saying
Hey, we're
that.
getting somewhere now.
But other than Jalen Hyatt, who do we talk about on this team?
Josh Heupel, the real genius.
Who else do we talk about on this team?
I just said.
Other than the guys running wide, butt naked, open against ass SEC defensive backs, who else do we talk about? No one.
Ass SEC.
No one. Now I'll let everybody else weigh in on their topics and how they feel about the game before I give my bets. But just know, I'm tired of the disrespect. If the Tech game is not a night game, we will have one night game all year. The defending national champions. The disrespect, I'm tired of it. So y'all go ahead and say what y'all need to say before I give y'all all the best bets to win some money on this damn game. Because I'm pissed off.
This is the only game I really came on here for. You can ask Rex. I didn't really give a fuck about the Notre Dame game. I didn't give a fuck about that game. I don't even know why I told him I only wanted to actually talk about this one. But obviously everybody knows I'm a Notre Dame fan. Listen, Roddy, I'm sticking to my guns. I said it on Paid for Play. I said it on Daily Bread. The best offensive mind in college football is Josh Heupel. It's not even close. It's not even a conversation. And I love Brian Kelly and Jaden McDaniels. He looks like he finally has that offense down. And when you get an actual athlete who can make some of the ancillary throws in that offense, it's scary. Hendon Hooker has the best hold on this offense we've ever seen. Keep in mind, this is the same offense at UCF that went and won a BCS game. So usually when you go undefeated for 12 games, you go play in the BCS game, you play against bums all year, you get your ass whooped. They went and did some ass whooping. They ended the season undefeated. Heupel is legit. He's got a quarterback that knows the system to a T. Unless Georgia is able to force some level of turning it over, and I mean not even picks, because he ain't going to throw a bunch of picks. Whether they're going to have to make a couple running backs fumble, a couple fumble snaps, they're going to need that because this Georgia defense is nowhere as dominant as it was. I don't give a fuck what Roddy says. I don't really give a fuck what any of the Georgia fans say. They're not. So those old days, think about the old days, they're the old days. Tennessee's going to win today. Y'all will be right back. Y'all will be one of the Final 14, but I'm rocking with Tennessee to win today, not to cover, to win. Until I see someone stop that offense, I'll rock with them continuously. Why? Because I told y'all Heupel is who everyone thinks that what's the dude that lost at USC already this year? Yeah, Lincoln Riley. They think he's good. He couldn't carry Josh Heupel's jockstrap if he had a forklift. So again, I'm rocking with Tennessee again. I will never ever bet against Georgia. You never catch me doing that dumb shit. But today I got time. I'm rocking with Tennessee to win the game.
Goose, you got thoughts? Let's hear them.
I like Tennessee to win the first half. I don't want to put on the full game. The reason I like Tennessee to win the first half is because Georgia is an amazing team. They haven't played anyone since week 1. I think that Tennessee's speed might catch Georgia, I guess, a little off guard. Like, they really haven't competed in a long time this season. And obviously, Tennessee just beat Bama. They went into LSU. They beat LSU. So I think, they're up to gear. I think Georgia has another level to unlock that they'll unlock later in the season once they keep getting tested. I just think Tennessee comes in and the first half they blitz them a little. What was I gonna say? I think I had a stat. Oh no, yeah, the injuries and graduation for this Georgia defense. N'Kobe Dean is gone, Jordan Davis is gone, and Nolan Smith is hurt. I think there's the veteran presence of this Georgia team. They're still so talented, but the veteran presence for this Georgia team isn't there. So I think they get smacked a little in the first. Not smacked, but I think that Tennessee comes out on top the first half. Maybe Georgia pulls through at the end, but I'm with Sosa. I think there's a good Tennessee spot.
Sam, what do you like here?
Well, I mean, all week I kind of had a gut feeling that Tennessee was going to win the game, or maybe not win the game, cover, but I've gone full 180 on this one. I've seen all the stats. The public's been absolutely hammering this all week. I think it's at like 90% of the bets, at least nationally. And this is the book's biggest need. And I just think Georgia at home, they're comfortable in this spot. They're an experienced team. They've played in games like this. They played in elimination games. That's effectively what this is. If Tennessee loses, they're not getting in. I don't think Georgia has a chance with that Oregon win if they lose, but I don't think they're going to lose at the crib. I like Georgia to win by 10. I've been saying it all week. I think it's going to be a 45-35 game. I haven't seen Tennessee stop anybody on defense. And what are you talking about?
They had to have stopped everybody at some point to win all the games.
I mean, they gave up 49 points to Alabama. Georgia scored 41 on them last year with a worse offense, and they held them to 17. Georgia had a worse offense last year. Their offense is statistically better this year. I don't know what you're talking about.
Straight up, I swear to God.
Just let them go. Let them go, Sam. Let them go. It's okay.
Yeah. Georgia got a better offense this year. They're going to put up points. They're not going to be able to stop. Tennessee's not going to be able to stop them on the road. I think Georgia gets just enough stops to pull away in the second half. I think it's going to be a close back and forth game, but I do think they win 45-35. I'm rocking with Georgia minus 8.5 and the over 66.
Who's going to guard Darnell Washington tonight? Who's going to guard Baby Kittle tonight?
Darnell Washington not even fast, dog.
Who's going to guard our 3 NFL running backs tonight? So let's start with the plays because we've been here for a while. First, we're going to start with Kenny Mack. I would take him anytime touchdown if you're a real Georgia fan, if you know what I'm saying, but I think his number's juiced. But over 40.5 yards, he is the starting running back. He's going to get a load of the carries. Again, do not believe in Tennessee's rush defense whatsoever. Like Anthony Richardson had 2 touchdowns, 62 yards. Like I'm cool. I'm cool with that. So give me Kenny Mack over 40.5 rushing yards. I got Darnell Washington anytime touchdown plus 200. I think he definitely gets in the end zone today. Tennessee's linebackers not only are not that good, they're very small. So pause. Anyway, and then also I have the dogs minus 8, baby. Are you kidding me? Like, we're a 1-point favorite. And this is the same. Yes, he has better control of the offense, Hendon Hooker. I can get that. But this is the same team. It's the same team. It's the same team. And I feel better about our DBs this year than I did last year. Even though we had multiple guys go to the NFL, I think we have better safeties this year. So minus 8. Minus 8.5, minus 9.5, whatever you want to do. But we're winning.
So let's just get this straight. Sanford, South Carolina, Kent State, Missouri, Auburn, Vanderbilt, Florida. Damn, not a single good quarterback.
Yep.
You skipped one.
Who I skipped?
Oregon.
Like I said, not a single good quarterback. I don't give a fuck what
Bo
anyone
Nix has
says
been
about
much
Bo Nix.
better this year than any other.
Yeah,
year
you know
he's
what?
played.
He's giving me like the Sam Howell one year where like he's fooling people into thinking he's good.
I'm
You know
not
what I'm
saying
talking
he's a great quarterback, but
He's
he's
played
better.
good. No, outside of that game, I'm not gonna lie, you got me there. I
Yeah,
give all
but
this
that was
credit.
also game one.
He's played
That
great.
game's
He's played
thrown
great.
out long for me at this point because neither of those teams are what they were from week one.
Rex, you didn't share how you felt.
The way I feel about this game is this is one of the best live betting games of the day, other than the second one that we're going to be talking about, because I think we're going to see multiple lead changes in this game here. Betting on Tennessee in the first half, I think the first quarter they may start off slow here just because they're scripted plays. I don't think they're going to go as expected for once because they usually start most games with a touchdown. I think they'll see a different defense here with Georgia, and they'll start off a little bit slower. I think the halftime adjustments here were Kirby's notably one of the best second-time adjusters. I think Heupel is going to win the second half here. So I'm going to be looking for a second half spot on Tennessee here. I think Georgia has a small lead going into half. I just think Georgia has been in the big moments before here. I think this is Tennessee's first one. Sure, they're going to lose Hooker after this year because he's about to be 35, I think. But this is Tennessee's coming to moment spot. They'll come up short. The 8.5. It's just such a dead number. I don't want to play any action on it. Wait till it gets lower than 7 if you like it one way. Wait till it gets to 10 if you like it the other way, in my opinion, and bet this bad boy live.
Oh, we live.
Sure.
I got a different plan, a different Georgia team, though, today, Roddy.
Oh, me too. I know what you're talking about, too.
We hyping up last game before our best bets. The other narrative game, the other game that the CFB playoffs made sure to make it a top 10 matchup because there's a lot of smoke and a lot of hate for LSU getting that 10 spot here. Under the lights, which is a different animal, still 13 or 14-point dogs, depending on what book you're looking at it, Sam. What do we like here?
You're going to me first?
Yeah. I was just messing with you. I was hoping to throw you off.
All right, I got to get a little bit more comfortable.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's go! Let's go!
We're rocking with the Tigers, baby. Of course we're rocking with the Tigers, man. I mean, Brian Kelly hasn't lost a November game since 2017. Nick Saban. This team has been awful on the road the last 2 years. Are you shitting me? You're betting them in Death Valley at night, the first night game, the first real night game since 2019 at least. I mean, come on, man. What are we thinking? I'll just drop some stats. I mean, Alabama is giving up 290 passing yards a game. That's more than 140 points or 140 yards more than they are at home. They're giving up 150 yards on the ground. That's 90 more yards than they are giving up at home. They're averaging 10 penalties for 14 penalties for 110 yards per game. They're a completely different team on the road. They're undisciplined. They haven't been able to stop anybody. Defense has been awful. Offense has looked good at times, definitely against Tennessee. But this is the first time in Nick Saban's coaching career at Alabama that he has to face a real coach on the LSU sideline and a real coach that has 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I think LSU is going to come in with a good game plan. So, I mean, give me LSU Tigers -13 or plus 13.5.
What about money line?
I was about to say, you Alton to a -13.
You did all that
No.
for a fucking spread?
Oh, no, I'm going money line too. It's just not a best bet, you know.
He just can't fully condone it.
Look, it's going to be a single-digit game. I mean, if we want to run back the history, Nick Saban going to Death Valley, 2008, one of his best teams went to overtime, single-digit game. 2010, LSU wins outright. 2012, Alabama wins on a last-second touchdown, single-digit game. 2014, LSU's worst team, one of the better Alabama teams, and they lost in the playoff, but still went to overtime. Probably LSU's worst team of the 2010s. 2016, Alabama went to the national championship, was 10-0. 2018, yeah, like the last two games, 2018, Joe Burrow didn't practice for the 2 weeks and played the game with a separated shoulder. 2020, I mean, that was the worst LSU team in the last 20 years. So, I mean, those are the only two times it's been more than 10 points. So, I mean, Death Valley makes a difference. LSU is not the number 10 team. I'll full on say that. This is purely for ratings. So, I mean, it's been done before. Give me the single digits. I think LSU played this team really well last year also. They had a throw from the 25-yard line to win the game, not to tie, not to send it to overtime, to win the game, and came up just a little bit short. And that was a much better Alabama team than I think what we're getting this year.
Two things in this matchup that keep it within the 14, in my opinion. Daniels has been playing at a pretty elite pace and probably not getting the respect, probably just from the health-wise, still first year in the offense, but he's putting up numbers. Second, I've been trying to say this Bama defense on the road isn't an issue, or Bama defense in general isn't an issue with Will Anderson there. Other than him, it's been an issue. I know they're going to get Little back probably in the secondary today. It was rumored he might be back, so maybe they'll get some extra help there. But we've seen, and Sam went over the numbers, but just within the past 3 seasons, Alabama's defense has had issues traveling. And that's not something you want to be facing here. And 2 years ago, I remember where I was where LSU mucked that game up so much for Coach O's last game just to keep it close. Maybe it was off emotion or what, but this is their Super Bowl here. So fade them next week, LSU. Fade them next week. I can already tell you that. Lock it in before the game. But
can I say one thing, though? Like, I don't think this is the Super Bowl this year. Obviously, for the fans, it's the Super Bowl. But this is the first time since Nick Saban left that a coach went up to the microphone this week and they didn't say, oh, this is the biggest game of the year. This is the biggest game of the year. We got to win this game. Like, they're not overplaying it. And I think, like, that's refreshing to hear. They're not putting all the eggs in the basket, and then if they lose the game, like, this season's just going to go to shit.
Sosa, what do you want to say?
LSU has an opportunity to end Alabama's season tonight. I don't think a lot of people are really like realizing this.
All the pressure's on Bama.
It is the fucking Super Bowl. Maybe you're not framing it like that, but listen, Bama lose tonight. They're not going to the final. They're a 1-game program. They're not playing for nothing else. They lose today, the season's over. Bryce not getting the Heisman. It's done. It's all done. That is the biggest factor that one Brian Kelly has today. He's been eliminated from the college football playoff multiple times by this school. He finally has a quarterback that fits the profile of what you need to beat an Alabama defense. Mobile, make throws, can tuck it when you need them to. I like LSU today. I really do. At the crib, you guys have made note about the defense not traveling, not being great on the road in these big SEC spots. They win the games, but then again, they can get chased by a nobody at quarterback for Texas A&M. I always reference that because the last few quarterbacks that have beaten Alabama, Hendon Hooker, who the fuck even started for Texas A&M last year? Exactly.
Oh, what's his fucking name?
I can't remember his name, but I know he's ass. He's not even on the team anymore.
No.
But just listen, for me, it's people are underrating how good this LSU team is. Not because just I'm a Brian Kelly fan. They lost by 1 to Florida State with the quarterback not knowing the fucking offense at all. And they lost to Tennessee, who just at the time was a buzzsaw.
You spotted them 10 points to start the fucking game.
Clicking on every cylinder, and they got away. And then you guys started moving. You guys moved the ball really, really well. I mean, everyone has moved the ball relatively well against Tennessee. They're an offense first team. No one's going to deny that. It's just that, like I said, the motivation of knowing that if LSU can pull this off, they will end Alabama's season. And knowing that they still have the door open for possibly a run at a national playoff with 2 losses if they're able to get to the SEC championship. So it's for me, it's a huge spot for Kelly. 13.5 is wildly disrespectful in my opinion, based on how we've seen this Alabama defense travel, like y'all have said. I like LSU with the points. Probably sprinkle the fucking money line for sure. and I think the game goes over relatively easily.
Your quarterback was Zach Calzada last season in that game.
Jeez.
Oh, what's he doing now? Selling insurance?
And Jaden Daniels
Definitely.
Used cars.
is the type of quarterback that gives Alabama fits. I mean,
He just has to be clean with the ball. That's what's got him this
Yep.
far. This is a defense that could potentially make him make mistakes though if they get pressure on him.
He's been one of the cleanest quarterbacks, like the entire season. He has one pick, and that was just because Brian Kelly, I think, literally asked him to throw a pick just to get it off, like to stop being so fucking cautious about it. So I mean, he's been taking the shots in the last few games, and he's trusting the receivers. Jaden Daniels in 2019, whenever he had those NFL receivers at Arizona State, Ayuk and N'Keal Harry, I think it was. Like those, whenever he was throwing deep balls to those guys, like he looked like a completely different quarterback than versus the last 2 years. And you're starting to see that again with LSU. And like Sosa said, I think all the pressure in the world is on Alabama, and LSU is able to play much freer, knowing that, hey, we're ahead of schedule already. If we win this game, like, yeah, sure, we're first place in the West and we have a chance to get to Atlanta, but like all Alabama, they got to win this game. They have to win this game, and like the undisciplined side of Alabama comes out on the road. So I think the crowd's going to be rocking and help LSU to cover here.
Roddy, what do you like? And then we'll go to Goose to wrap this one up before we get to our best bets of the day.
Yeah, so y'all know I was obsessed with another game today, this week, should I say. So when I looked at the line for this on Tuesday, I said the same thing. I was shocked that it was even at double digits, to be frank. So I don't know if the books know something that we don't, but the 13.5 seems pretty obvious here. I think the one thing that Alabama needs in this game that they probably won't have is good receiver play. And again, it's been the same shit all year. It's not crisp routes, it's drop passes, and it's just laziness, throughout. So I think, again, if Jaden can stretch the field, and I think Saban's going to be really, a lot more cautious, that Kayshawn is out there. Obviously, he can make a huge impact. I think it's going to, he's going to play his man, but I think he's going to go a little bit more to zone and make Jaden, take the layups or the easy throws or whatever you want to call them. So I'm taking the 13.5. I don't see any reason why we would need to trust this football team. Again, like the defense has been Eli Ricks is gonna play, and I know that's gonna be
I pray he does, buddy.
Oh, he's going to be on Kayshawn probably the whole game, just because I know Nick likes to do shit like that. He's gonna, talk to him before the game. Hey, this is your opportunity to really show yourself, to your previous home, whatever. So
that boy barbecue
man,
chicken.
I'm taking the Tigers, but I'm telling you right now, y'all linebackers have to be disciplined today, because if Jahmyr Gibbs starts getting off, then that spread ain't gonna be shit. Okay?
Alabama ran for 6 yards in the game last year.
I know
6 yards,
but I'm talking about receiving threat. Jahmyr Gibbs, like running the ball, I'm not scared of them at all running the ball. But receiving threat, Jahmyr Gibbs, open space, Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm concerned with that. So that's the only concern I have for the game. But give me 13.5 for sure.
All right. Make sure you like, retweet, follow, sub. Oh, Goose, my bad.
No. So, I mean, I'm on the LSU side. I was just going to say, you guys pretty much covered it all. Jaden Daniels, 1 interception. They lost game 1 to Florida State. So what? That's game 1. It's a long time ago. They got blitzed by Tennessee, but this is a pretty good LSU team. Under the lights, 7 o'clock. I'm not a fan of this Bama team. They're not national championship good, in my opinion. Their defense and receivers, they're just lacking. So, yeah, give me the 13.5. I'll take LSU.
All right. Now make sure you like, retweet, follow, sub, not 15 or 30 seconds ago. We're going to give you our full cards of the day. So you got any bets you want to give out, or you just want to drop and let the 4 of us give out the full plays?
I'll get out of here. I just want to talk those 2 games. Brian Kelly's former team and Brian Kelly's current team take care of business today. And also fuck UGA. Although Brock Bowers, I looked at the fucking his training program during COVID. He different. Peace.
Yeah, he's gonna be unleashed today, by the way. But we'll talk. We'll have a space on Twitter at 7:00 later, so we'll talk about it then.
All right, CVS Sam, let's start it out.
All right, I'll go over the ones that I've already given out, like Clemson -3.5, K-State +2.5, Georgia, Tennessee over 66, and Georgia -8.5. I'm rocking with LSU spread, probably going to sprinkle the money line, not giving that as official play, just too much emotion behind it. Probably not going to, can't do it. Every time I give it out, they lose. So I'm going to be a stickler for the juju here. Plays that I haven't talked about, I like Illinois -17 over Michigan State. I think the program isn't looking great after last week. I mean, they're coming down from an emotional spot. They got the shit kicked out of them. Michigan toyed with them all game. I think Illinois is going to be kind of able to do something similar and keep the ball away from them. The defense is going to be good, and they're going to be able to run for a lot of yards. I like Illinois big in that one, especially with Michigan State missing some key people. Kansas -1. Kansas back to being America's team. Jalen Daniels is going to play in this game. I don't know if he starts, but I think Kansas and Oklahoma State is going to be a fun game. I also have the over 63 in that one. Florida +3. Got that earlier this week. Line has moved down a lot. These are two teams that are it's going to be a sicko fest, this game. I mean, this game is going to be ugly. It's going to be probably entertaining as hell. It's probably going to be the most entertaining Texas A&M game to watch. They probably did some weird shit last night before the game started. Probably that will embarrass them on social media. But I do like Florida in this spot, better quarterback, and I think they'll be able to run wild on A&M's defense. Like they gave up 390 yards to Ole Miss last week. And then to close it out, I like Texas Tech, TCU over 69. Both teams are over teams. This total's under 70. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. TCU is just such hit or miss team on the spread, but the overs are hitting in their games, and so they're hitting in Texas Tech games also.
Dr. Evil Roddy, what do you got for us?
Well, I've already given out the big O, Darnell Washington, +200 anytime touchdown. Again, they got small linebackers. Okay. I'm also going with the dogs, -8. I'm taking it up to -9.5 if you prefer that. Again, man, we are about to run the ball. Like, you're about to see why they call us RBU. That's all I'm going to say. Just hold on to the damn football, though. Sam might be, he's going to be in support, but he might be a little shocked that I'm going this way. But I took Florida money line on like Thursday. Like, I don't think that A&M has anything, especially now that everybody's got the flu. Why would I trust them? I mean, I know Florida can put up points as long as your defense isn't, top, 4 or 5 in the nation. So I really like Florida in this spot. I took the money line. I got it at +135. It's at plus 105 right now, but I would definitely swing that way because, I mean, just with everything that's going on over there at A&M, bro, the suspended players, the sick players.
Look, can we also talk about how, what the fuck was Jimbo doing not playing Wagman all year? What the fuck is he watching? I mean, he has no idea what he's doing. Like this guy's a clown.
He wants to do it his way. That's the thing. He wants to be the guy who's like, whoa, like Jimbo still got it, man. He can still make water or wine into water or water into wine. Like it's bro, you're not him, okay?
Running the same offense from 2006.
Yeah, bro. He's a maniac. And then to close it out, I'm going to church, man. I got the Horned Frogs over 39.5 points. I think the train keeps rolling. It's a little juice, -120, but the train keeps rolling, man. I really think, especially with them being at number 7 when realistically, they should probably be at 4. I think they're gonna ride off of that fuel for the rest of the season. Wouldn't take the -8.5 because this is a Big 12 game, but yeah, I definitely think there's gonna be points like there is in every Big 12 game. So that's it for me.
Goose to Goat, what do you got for us today?
So before I give out my plays, I just want to say one thing. R.I.P. Ray Guy, greatest punter ever. You know me, big fan of special teams. Rutgers has the best punter in college football. I mean, he's going to put on a show for Ray Guy. I don't know if Rutgers going to win. They probably going to win. Watch this shit. But he's going to pin Michigan inside the 5 today. I can't wait for this punt to land into the 3-yard line.
Can you bet that, Goose? Can you bet pins?
The dude next to you at the bar, you can. I've done it before. It's fun.
Okay, all right. Okay.
My guy. So that's just all I want to say on the Rutgers game. RIP Ray Guy. Now, my card. Texas Tech, TCU over 69. I'm in agreement with that one. Baby Tua looks like he's going to play today. Give me Maryland +5 against Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me Maryland +5. I'm sorry, Rod. I'm going to take Tennessee +5.5 in the first half. I think Georgia comes away with it as the game goes on, but I like this Tennessee pace in the first half. Give me Memphis +3. I went against UCF last week with Cincinnati. I thought Cincinnati should have won that one, and I think Memphis is gonna get UCF today. So give me Memphis +3. NC State money line. I like this new freshman quarterback that they got. We talked about him a little earlier. And Clemson -4. This team just mows down people in the second half.
All right. And as usual, I got back to my 6-pack. You can sprinkle, because I'm backing 3 other dogs other than my hungry dog. You can sprinkle them on the money line because I did. So K-State money line at +125 is the only play on the show card that we had. Houston +3.5 -110. I'm staying on my fade SMU train. Been on it all season. Can't jump off now. Their money line sitting at +135. You can play that as well if you want. Baylor +3.5 -110. If you can only get the 3, play that as well. Fade Oklahoma. Sam, you know this. Every time Baylor plays Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure I'm on Baylor in some sort of way just because this is their show-up game. This is their biggest game of the season for some reason. Give me the Bears. They're +130 on the money line as well. Now we get to the gross part of the card per usual, where I love to live. Georgia Tech +3.5 -110. You can give me the money line at +145. Roddy, I told you to play on a different Georgia team.
I thought you were going the other Georgia team in Atlanta, but go ahead.
Yeah, just fading that terrible Virginia Tech team here, essentially. Georgia Tech looks like they got something to play for. Virginia Tech doesn't look like they got anything to play for at this part of the season. Wazoo -3.5 -110. There's not many playmakers in this game against Stanford. The only one is our man Cameron Ward. Can't go against him yet this season. I mean, we did once, but Stanford, they have trouble breaking 20 points per game. If you look at it, I think Wazoo does get 4 scores on the board today. So I like them to cover the 3.5. And I swore, guys, this is where I told you to hit me. There's finally a Florida State play on the board today. Team total over 30. -115. Last season, they got over the hump after losing. I don't remember how many straight it was in a row, at least 4, where Miami tries to run up the score on them. Miami might be the biggest dead team walking in college football right now. I think Florida State tries to run this one up. I don't want to lay 7 and a hook, so I'm thinking they get more than 4 scores on the board today, and they go over 30. You can outline it maybe, but I think the Seminoles are back. Famous last words.
4 straight winning weeks. Dumb brain picks.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Calling the shot. We appreciate Sosa tapping in
Going
with
for 5
us.
today.
JD will be back with us next week. You already know we're back next Saturday, same time, same place. Tomorrow, Sunday morning, quarterbacks. Thursday, Extra Dough with JD, where he gives out his DFS plays on the DraftKings slate. Then daily bread throughout the week. We appreciate everyone tapped in, like, retweet, follow, sub. We are